Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another edition of Wrestling Results here on this channel. So we have our first time doing this, AEW Dark Results. Cody Rhodes debuts new gimmick, top champion busted open, and Bryan Danielson in big main event. Ladies, this is my first time doing AEW Dark. Let's find out how we do and with the results, reactions, and results of the views. If this beats NXT results, then we all know that AEW is beating my WWE results for sure. Because WWE seems to be not getting me any views, but AEW does. So AEW Dark opened with a recap from last Saturday's Dynamite, which had CM Punk confront Bobby Fish. I almost said Lashley. The former Undisputed Era member kicked off this week's Dark with him about being the first of 9 matches scheduled to air on the show. Bryan Danielson and Adam Cole, Sammy Guevara, and a few other big names featured on AEW, and the results and highlights have been given here on this page that I'm looking at. Bobby Fish looked relaxed as he kicked into Vishtus Kosh in the midsection. That was hard to pronounce. To start the match, he lit up his opponent with a series of kicks and knee strikes. The running knee attack in the corner was followed by a few more Maya tie strikes. Fish got a round of applause for a perfect dragon screw out of the corner. Fish kept pace with a running basement clothesline for a 2 count. Cash stopped on the onslaught for a brief second by catching Fish's leg and firing back with a forearm shimmer. Bobby, however, responded with a high knee strike. The veteran wrestler sent Kosh crashing into the ropes with an exploder suplex. He finished the match with a simple but effective spine kick across the jaw of his opponent. Sorry, I don't know why I'm reading that wrong. These things wrong. Your results are Bobby Fish defeats Invictus Kosh on AEW Dark. Grade is B. Tony Schiavone interviewed Bobby Fish after the match, and he had a message for CM Punk, who he will face on tomorrow's Dynamite. Rio versus Xdina K on AEW. Fans inside Universal Studios were firmly behind Rio as they chanted her name at the beginning of the match. The former AEW Women's Champion controlled her opponent's arm in a wrist lock and was on top during the early exchanges. Xtina K relied on some trash talk to unsettle Rio, who got dropped with a shoulder tackle. The Japanese star got back with a swift drop kick. She trapped K's leg in a knee lock and increased the pain with a few downward kicks. K got some retribution with a slam to the mat. Xtina drove her shoulder blades in the Rio. into Rio's stomach in the corner and got some style points for a backflip, which was deemed unnecessary by Excalibur on commentary. Kay got a 2 count after executing a couple of scoop slams. Rio fought out of a headlock and used the crowd's support to begin her expected comeback. Xtina attempted another backflip, but paid the price this time as Rio caught her off balance. Rio hammered Xtina with a few elbows, followed by a drop kick. The former women's champion missed her crossbody as Xtina caught her in midair. Rio escaped a power slam and finally landed a crossbody. Kay kicked out at a 2.5, so maybe 2.9, and the match continued. Rio blocked a suplex, but with a snap variant of the same move. She headed up the top but found no one home for the double stomp. Kay delivered a massive spine buster, and commentators started hyping up the possibility of an upset. Xtina, however, got a little overzealous and failed with her standing moonsault press as Rio got her knees up. Rio finally hit a Samato double knee strike for the win. Your results are: Rio defeats Xtina K on AEW Dark, grade A. Next, we're going to hit X. So, Sammy Guevara gets busted open ahead of his TNT title match against Ethan Page. Sammy Guevara cut an in-ring promo ahead of his TNT title defense against Ethan Page on AEW Dark. The Spanish God called Page a failure and promised that his challenger would suffer another painful loss on Dynamite in their championship match tonight. Ethan Page interrupted Guevara and cut a quintessential heel promo to get the boos from the crowd. Scorpio Sky unleashed a blindsided attack on Guevara, and Page joined in to assist his partner. The TNT champion was busted open due to the attack, and it could have gotten worse if with Ethan Page ego's edge. However, Ortiz and Santana hit the ring and prevented Page from delivering his finisher. The heels exited the ring as the Inner Circle members helped Sammy Guevara to his feet. I don't know why I had a hard time saying that. Eddie Guerrero. I really missed that guy. Eddie Kingston versus Jack Evans on AEW Dark. Jack Evans made his AEW Dark entrance with a freshly shaved head, and his haircut got a hilarious reaction from Taz. This was Evans' first match since losing his hair to Orange Cassidy on Rampage several weeks back. Evans ran his mouth before the match began, and even Bryce Remsburg got some love from the fans. Eddie Kingston, of course, got some of the loudest cheers on the entire show. The match finally got underway with a strong collar and elbow tie-up. Eddie missed a few shots and ate a spine kick from Evans, who followed through a back elbow and springboard single leg drop kick. Kingston leveled the playing field with a few hard chops, but Evans smartly twisted his opponent's arm. Jack continued to rely on his feet to inflict damage on Kingston. Evans got a 2 count with a standing sky twister press. The HFO member worked the crowd before going up to the top rope. Kingston caught Evans in the mid-air and sent him flying across the ring with an exploder suplex. Eddie hit Evans with 3 massive chops. He got a near fall with a DDT, and Kingston looked shocked that Evans managed to kick out. Jack flipped out of the backdrop and hit a leg lariat. He showed off his power with a perfect Michinoku driver for a 2 count. Evans looked 10 years younger in his new hairstyle. Why didn't you guys say that a long time ago? He seemed to have even found a new gear in the ring. Why couldn't you guys say that in the beginning? Kingston surprised Evans with a back fist and followed up quickly with the backdrop driver. He then forced Jack to tap out to the stretch plum submission hold. I know you guys may have just like, okay, I just recognize that now. Sometimes I recognize that during the match. Sometimes I do that. Sometimes when I do my used to do that. But I now follow by the professionals. Your winner, Eddie Kingston, defeats Jack Evans on AEW Dark. Grade B. Dante Martin with Lio Rush versus JDX on AEW Dark. Dante Martin and JDX started the AEW Dark match with an indirect exchange of arm holds. Martin stepped off the bottom rope to create space and hit the ropes to deliver an awesome drop kick. JDX puts the brakes on Dante with an enziguri and a back heel trip. Martin kicked out at 1 and got a thumbs up from Lio Rush. Dante used the bottom ropes once again to execute a backflip and evade JDX's running attack. Sorry for me yawning. Martin followed JDX on the outside and floored him with a slingshot plancha. Dante rolled his opponent back in the ring but missed a double jump moonsault and got laid out with a flatliner. JDX got a 2 count for his efforts, but he couldn't capitalize on the moment. Martin stunned JDX with a double jump moonsault off the ropes to pick up yet another AEW win. Results: Dante Martin defeats JDX on AEW Dark. Grade B. After the match, Lio Rush cuts a promo and had a message for Seidel. Bros. Who he and Dante Martin are slated to face on Friday's Rampage. Okay, so we'll know about this. Dante's hesitantly fist-pumped Rush as the segment came to an end. Tony Schiavone interviews Adam Cole, baby. Adam Cole cut off Schiavone and grabbed the mic before he addressed the beatdown on Jungle Boy. Cole said that people like Jungle Boy, Christian Cage, and Luchasaurus needed to wake up and realize the true power of the Elite. Adam Cole stated that the members of the Elite were the building blocks of AEW, and the locker room needed to acknowledge it. Adam Cole showed complete disrespect towards Tony Schiavone as he finished his promo with another threat to Jungle Boy. Jade Cargill and Smart Mark Sterling were involved in a backstage segment next with Tony Schiavone as they discussed the ongoing TBS title tournament. Now moving on to the next page. Tiger Rhodes versus DJ Brown on AEW Dark. Formerly known as Arturo Ruas in the WWE, Tiger competed in his second AEW match tonight against debutant DJ Brown. Tiger Rhodes gave Brown no time to soak in the atmosphere as he knocked his lights out with a Corpora kick. That was it. The kick did the job as Tiger Rhodes covered Brown for the 3 count. Your winner, Tiger Rhodes, defeats DJ Brown. Grade D. In his post-match promo, the Brazilian star said his opponent lacked the technique to keep up with him in the ring. Rhodes added that he was in the company to compete with the best fighters in the world and argued Tony Khan to book him against better competition. Tiger Rhodes signed off by saying, "My technique is everything." Next, we have Monte versus Skylar Moore on AEW Dark. Monte sent Moore back against the ropes with a few vicious uppercuts. Skylar reacted by getting a 2 count with a nice dropkick. Monte turned the tables on Moore with some punches in the corner. Skylar looked impressive as she scored another 2 count with a roll up. Monte, though, hit her mark with a running uppercut. She followed it with 2 left-handed short clotheslines. Monte launches Moore over her head with a standing sliced bread. The Hispanic star locked in an overhooked hook with body scissors, leaving Moore no room to escape. Skylar tapped out and gave Monte the victory. Your winner, Monte, defeats Skylar Moore. Grade B. The newest face in All Elite Wrestling, Tony Nese, had a message for the entire roster during a backstage interview with Tony Schiavone. The premier athlete said he will make his debut during next week's Dark in a match against Fuego del Sol. We all know that Fuego del Sol will lose that match. Dark Order's 10 with -1 versus Shane Stenson. A loud 10 chant echoed around the arena as Preston fans locked up with his opponent. Zetison slapped fans across the face, and the Dark Order member bulldozed him with a ace. 10 executed a spine buster and trapped Zayn in the full Nelson for another effortless win in the books. Results: Dark Order's 10 defeats Shane Zetison. Grade B. Or grade D, sorry. Last page here. So we have AEW Dark co-main event, Too Fast, Too Fuego. AEW Tag Team debut versus Dean Alexander and Kid Bandit. AEW Tag Team debut as well. Cody Rhodes finally made his debut as Fuego 2 on AEW Dark, and as expected, the Fuegos got a grand entrance. Fuego 2 twisted Alexander's arm and tagged Fuego 1 into the match. The commentary team talked about Fuego 2's tattoo being similar to Cody Rhodes, and the entire exchange was comedic gold. Too Fast, Too Fuego worked in tandem to deliver an assisted dropkick on Kid Bandit. Alexander swept Fuego Do's leg, and Kid Bandit took advantage of the situation with a giant corkscrew kick in the corner. Dean Alexander received the tag, and then he unloaded on Fuego number 2 with heavy-handed rights. Fuego 2 broke free from the chin lock but ate a drop kick. He kicked out at 2 and went on to create some separation with a power bomb on Kid Bandit. The crowd grew louder as Fuego 2 rolled over and made the hot tag to Fuego 1. The original Fuego started with 2 flying cross chops followed by running uppercuts in the corner. He came running through for a mighty spear. AEW Universal was Fuego country as he went off the middle rope for a moonsault press, followed by a super kick. Kid Bandit broke the pin but got dumped out of the ring. Dean Alexander, however, used the distraction to replicate and hit Fuego 1 with a tombstone piledriver. Fuego 2 re-entered the fray and kicked Alexander to the side of the head. Amidst all the chaos, Bandit managed to catch Fuego 2 with a tope suicida on the outside. In the ring, Fuego 1 put Alexander to sleep with an incredible tornado DDT and kicked off the new tag team's run a winning note on AEW Dark. Results: Too Fast, Too Fuego defeats Dean Alexander and Kid Bandit on AEW Dark. Grade A. It's safe to say that Cody Rhodes did a fine job as Fuego 2. As if it wasn't obvious enough, Too Fast, Too Fuego are insanely popular already. AEW Dark main event: Bryan Danielson, AEW Dark debut versus Aaron Solo with The Factory. It was great to see Bryan Danielson back wrestling in front of a smaller yet energetic crowd at Universal Studios. It generally felt like a throwback to the American Dragon's days on the independent circuit. Bryan Danielson used his technique powers to manipulate Solo's arm in the early goings of the match. Bryan dropped Solo with a shoulder tackle, and he pandered to the crowd as his opponent rolled out of the ring. QT Marshall gave Aaron Solo a few pointers before the match resumed. Solo and Bryan tied up in a Greco-Roman knuckle lock. Danielson executed a suplex and worked his way into a few pinning predicaments. Danielson transitioned to the cross-arm breaker, but Solo stayed in the match with a few reversals. The former WWE superstar was putting on a technique masterclass as he hyperextended Solo's shoulder. He followed with a few knife-edge chops. Aaron got back into the match by sweeping Bryan's legs on the turnbuckle. Solo distracted the referee while QT Marshall attacked Daniel Bryan from the outside. Aaron was in the driver's seat and as he delivered a snap suplex and connected with a series of knee shots to the back. Bryan countered with the dropkick with a catapult, but Aaron countered the counter with a double stomp that was brilliant. Okay, whatever. Marshall never missed an opponent to assault Bryan from the outside, and every cheap shot got the fans angrier. Okay, Danielson finally took Solo off his feet with an elbow strike across the jaw. The crowd went ballistic with the yes chants as Bryan hit the running kick in the corner. Danielson fired off a combination of rounds, kicks, and chops before going up top for a hurricanrana. Bryan caved Solo's chest with 3 massive kicks, followed by the final blow to the head. Nick Camarato and QT Marshall created another distraction, and Solo this time caught Bryan off guard with a corkscrew kick. The Factory's plan backfired as Danielson kicked out at 2. Solo had Bryan isolated in the corner, but the veteran gathered steam and took Camarto out with a tope suicida. Bryan unfortunately missed his top rope dive as Solo shut him down with a dropkick counter. An upset could have been on the cards as Aaron looked for a double underhook face buster, but Danielson countered with a label lock. Solo had no option but to tap out and hand Danielson a submission win. Your winner, the results were Bryan Danielson defeats Aaron Solo on AEW Dark 8, and it was grade A. Daniel Bryan celebrated with the fans to end an eventful AEW Dark episode. Don't forget to join us tomorrow live here. Well, we won't be going live, but tomorrow morning, on Thursday morning, as you guys are going to be watching AEW Dynamite results. Stay tuned. Vince Russo thinks the AEW versus WWE war shouldn't just be judged through the 18 through 49 demo. So, stay tuned for tomorrow. I will be doing AEW Dynamite results. As always, I'm unstoppable. Please subscribe, hit that notification bell so that way you guys do not miss an upload here on this channel. And I'm out.
Hey everybody, it's your boy Skiz here. And if you don't subscribe to Blonde and the Unstoppable Denominator, then you are a toothy bumfuck, pussy ass bitch motherfucker.